Please welcome EVP and GM, Customer 360 Applications, Salesforce, Bill Patterson.
Good morning, Service Trailblazers. It is incredible to be back here together again here at Dreamforce 23. How was everyone's day one? Pretty good? Well, guess what? Day two is going to get even better. We have an incredible keynote lined up for you today. We're going to share some amazing new innovation, but most importantly, stories of customer success. But before we do any of that, I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for being our customers. Thank you for being our partners. Thank you for being our employees. And most importantly, thank you for being part of this amazing community. As part of our ability to say thank you, at the end of our keynote today, we're going to award 5 special tickets to tonight's Dreamfest concert. So be sure to stick around. I know some of you leave early, but you may want to stick around to the end because we are going to bring 5 of you and a guest to the Dreamfest tonight. Now let's get started. As many of you know, the world of customer service continues to be a challenging one. I'm celebrating my 20th year in the customer service domain this week. So I'm starting to feel the effects of that. And you should know that as I meet with service leaders all around the world, the one thing that continues to endure are the priorities of customer service teams. We're all so committed to transform service to make it better for our customers. But it is not easy. Since the end of the pandemic, volumes have increased 10% every year, so they're now up 30% for our service teams to try and handle. Complexity has also continued to rise. In fact, today, it takes 20% longer now to resolve a customer service case than it ever has before. And finally, while those two things have gone up, you know what has not gone up? Our budgets. In fact, as I travel around and meet with leaders, on average, service teams' budgets are down 25% to try and to solve these problems like never before. So it is not easy to be here in the customer service domain, and yet this is why it's so inspiring to meet with all of you to help us how we transform this world together. And service is changing in front of our eyes. You know, we are in a new era of service. When I started my career in customer service, it was really simple. To get answers, you just had to search and find them yourself. But now, with the world of AI, we have these immense opportunities to generate new experiences in real time for every customer that we serve. Our processes, many processes, were established in the world of what we call digital concrete, where we took our legacy processes and just brought them to the cloud. But now we have an opportunity in this moment right now to rethink how we bring AI into the business process world to become more adaptive, to become more scalable, and to become more efficient. And finally, in our world of data, in our world of operations, many of you continue today to have static reports that you use to make decisions. But now with this world of data and intelligence that we're generating like never before, we can take this information and truly create breakthroughs. But we also know AI has its challenges, specifically around meeting the needs of our customers and our customer service teams. Can we trust AI? Do we have the necessary processes and skills in our teams to use AI every day to make the experience better for our team members? And even today, we still suffer from many disconnected systems. In fact, a lot of service organizations, on average, have 7, 8, 9 different applications that they need to bring together to manifest the service experience. In fact, only in customer service are the terms Alt-Tab or Swivel Chair acceptable terms for use. We need to do better. We need to go further and faster to really capitalize on this moment of AI to transform service for the future. And that's what we're going to talk about here in this keynote today. We're going to show you how to reimagine service with the power of Service Cloud, the only platform that works for customer service teams, field service teams, and contact center teams, all on one platform. And our job is really simple. We want to help you scale service to new levels. We want to help you make it better for your team members to become more productive every interaction that you drive with your customers. And ultimately, we want to help you drive savings and efficiency like never before. Quite simply, we want to make service better for your customers, better for your team members, and better for your bottom line. And we do that today with the power of Einstein. What we're going to show and share with you today is incredible innovation to bring Einstein into the forefront of every service experience that you manifest, from your experiences to the way that you engage your customers digitally, to the business processes that power those engagements, to the automation that we use to become more efficient in scaling these processes like never before, and finally, from an operational perspective, all the way out to the front line of where your workforce manages their customer interactions. Now, we've been talking for a few minutes now. It's time for you to see it in action. To do that, please join me in welcoming my colleague, my friend, Brenda Bown.
Thank you so much, Bill. And you're totally right. Einstein has helped us, our customers, everyone be better over the years. And when we launched Einstein years ago, it was predictive. It helped you with case classification and routing. And just earlier this year, we infused generative capabilities into Einstein, so you could automatically create replies and summaries. And today, we're evolving Einstein one more time. So please join me in saying hello to the all-new Einstein and Einstein Copilot. And the great thing about this Einstein Copilot, and what makes it so unique and different, is that it's autonomous. That means that it's going to work one-on-one with your customers to give the answers that they need when they need them, and with your teams to make them exponentially more productive. And not all the things that are autonomous have to be scary. It sounds a little bit scary, but it doesn't have to be. For example, this morning I got a text from Starbucks letting me know that my coffee was ready in a shop here next to Moscone at the time that I would usually order it. And for me, that was not scary at all. That was actually super helpful. And we want Einstein to be helpful like that. And that's why we created the Einstein Trust Layer. Because with the Einstein Trust Layer, Einstein is grounded on your trusted data without your data ever having to leave Salesforce. With that same data, you can build skills for Einstein Copilot. And skills is a new term that we're using with Einstein Copilot, but simply put, skills are the things that you need to get a job done. So for example, if I have to restock a store with merchandise, the skills or the things that I need are going to be the merchandise, probably going to need a dolly to get the merchandise in, and I'm going to need breaks for me here and there. And we're always looking for those types of jobs to be more efficient, and that's where Einstein Copilot is going to help us. Because we know that you want to be more efficient. Just as an example, how many people in the audience are still using email as a service channel today? With a show of hands, if you can help me. There's a lot here. And how many of you would love it if you do not have to respond manually to one of those routine support emails ever again? And Einstein Copilot does it for you. That's what we expected, and that's why we created Einstein Copilot. So we're going to pull up a demo to show you how we're empowering your admins to create Einstein Copilots that are going to take your teams and your customers to new levels of efficiency and productivity. But before we do that, please join me in showing some love to our amazing demo drivers that we have here today, John and Chang. OK, so here we are in an Einstein Copilot studio. You saw the studio yesterday in the keynote as well. And this is where we're going to create our Einstein Copilot. This Einstein Copilot is going to help us automate our Tier 1 email queue, the one that none of you wants to respond manually. So we're going to create a new Copilot, give it a name, and save it. So now it's time to add skills, the skills that we talked about, which are the instructions that are going to help this Copilot know what to do. So let's add the knowledge article skill. And let's take a closer look at what's underneath. So here we have actions. Actions are the things that help the skill know what to do. So we have understanding the conversational context of the email, finding articles that are going to source the information to create that email, and creating a summary, which is going to help us craft that email response. So let's go back and add the rest of the skills. We also need to create that email and send it. So we're going to add the compose service email skill that is going to craft that email for our customers. And we know that needs to be done in a personalized way. So we're going to add the customer information skill. that's going to gather customer information across all of your data sources so you can create a personalized response for your customers. Now, your Copilot also needs to know if, after sending this email, it needs to close the case or it needs to escalate it to an agent. So the case management skill is going to take care of that. Now, we added all of the skills, and I want to make a point here, which is this is not a sequential set of steps. This is not like a workflow. If you do this, then that happens. This is actually us empowering our Copilot with this set of skills to reason, to think critically, and to not only identify the action that needs to be taken, but take that action for us. Now, as service leaders, you also know that the tone and voice that you communicate with your customers is extremely important, because that creates that brand affinity and that brand loyalty. So we're going to set the tone for our Copilot right now, and because this is Electra, an EV company, we're going to set up a casual tone. Now, we've got our Copilot ready to go. We set the tone. We set all the skills that it needs. Let's go back and apply that Copilot to our email queue. We're going to add a channel, which is our Tier 1 email queue, and we're going to go set it live. And this is the Copilot hard at work for us in the background. Let's go and take a look. This is the console, and this is the results of the Copilot's hard work in just seconds. This is a long list of hundreds, if not thousands, of closed cases. And these cases are not only closed, they have happy customers behind them. Because if we click on one of those, you can see that there's a personalized email that the customer is happy about and has expressed that satisfaction back to your company. And all of this was done without any human intervention. Isn't that incredible? Now, my favorite part of this is that this Copilot is not only going to help us in email. That's the example that we chose together, but it is going to help you across any channel that your customers are using: text, SMS, WhatsApp, you name it. You just have to deploy your Copilot against that channel, and it's going to give you these amazing results. So we saw our Copilot in action. I'm very excited to show you that, but we also want to show you how we can reimagine service. With this Copilot, you're going to increase capacity of your organization. You're going to increase customer satisfaction. You saw all the happy customers that we have. And also increase agent satisfaction, because let's be real, none of your agents want to manually respond to those emails. But we're also reimagining service across the entire service journey, all the way from experience all the way to operations. And I want to invite my colleague on stage to start showing you how we're doing that with Service Cloud. Nupur Bakshi, Director of Product Management, is going to join us today. Welcome, Nupur.
Thank you, Brenda. In my 5 years of leading product at Salesforce, I've had the pleasure of innovating across the Service Cloud portfolio. I'm always looking to a future to help you serve your customers better. But up until now, self-service has been about a search engine for content. We've conditioned our customers to type into a search bar and then review the long list of results. Now, I'm not saying that's entirely a bad thing. For the more simple questions, where the first result is usually the answer, it's perfect. Because at the end of the day, the key objective is for your customers to self-serve quickly and efficiently, and for you to deflect cases. But when the questions get more complicated, customers turn to chatbots. And when they get there, this is what they see. Now, the thing with present-day chatbots is they're just very reactive. They only know as much as you program them to do. And so, despite the most complicated bot implementations, so many interactions end up with a real human. Now, I know I'm not the only one who's gone from screaming customer service representative on the phone to typing it in all caps in a chatbot window, right? Well, I'm here to tell you there is a new way to self-serve. We're moving away from the search engine paradigm, and we're moving into an answers engine era. And it all starts right here with Einstein. Let's take a look. Meet our customer, Katie. She's recently purchased an EV from Electra, and she's looking to upgrade her charger. So she goes to the Electra website, and she not only wants to understand the different types of chargers, she also wants to know what's the right charger for her. Now, in the past, when she pressed the search button, she would have gotten that long list of results. But take a look at what's happening now. Katie's getting the exact personalized response that is specific to her needs within seconds at the very top. And this summarized result is grounded in your knowledge base, your product, and customer information. So it's accurate and trusted. Also, it's in context, because the articles that powered this answer are right there if Katie wants to take a deeper dive. Now, this is just the beginning of the new way to self-serve. Because with Data Cloud, Electra can now pipe all of this web activity into Katie's unified profile and send out a marketing promotion on WhatsApp. And in this new world, Katie can actually respond to this automated notification and get an answer back. And you know who's on the other side? Yes? Yes? Einstein! Yes! Somebody's paying attention. Thank you. The bots of the past were rules-based, but present-day bots are skills-based. And that's why Einstein can respond in a clear, concise, conversational way with the exact charger, the price and size of the charger Katie is looking for. Now, Einstein is not just a one-skill pony. Because now Katie is a little afraid that this charger is too big and it may not fit in that space she has in her parking lot. Watch this. Einstein understands more than just text. It is multimodal. Using AR, Katie is scanning that entire surface of her parking space and sending it over to Einstein. And Einstein is able to take a look at this and come back and say, yep, it's going to fit in that space that you have. Well, I could stop right here, but that would be a huge missed opportunity. So let's close the deal, shall we? Because Einstein has the commerce skills to finish the purchase from right within this experience. And I'm still not done, because Einstein is also connected to field service and can set up the service appointment and really close out this conversation. Wowza! Einstein supported Katie's journey from support to marketing to revenue generation, all in one interaction. No agents, no cases, no transfers. One seamless experience. Yeah! I was just going to ask if everybody's excited about, the next generation of self-service experiences, but this time you guys are paying attention. Well, let's move to your service teams and productivity. With Einstein focused on the higher volume routine work, your agents are now focused on the higher value complex work. When I talk to customers these days, they tell me that their agents are already focused on a lot of complex problems, even more so than a year ago. And now, agents' consoles are looking like this. They've had to use multiple different resources just to answer that one case. This also means that present-day service processes and automations are just not going to cut it in the future. This is where Einstein comes in again, this time to reinvent how your teams work. Now, let's make one thing very clear. Einstein is not here to replace your teams. In this case, Einstein is powering unique auto-generated responses in the context of the customer situation. So, let's take a look at the new agent experience. Meet Taryn. She's an Electra service agent, and she's just opened up her console, and she's been routed a proactive outreach case. So she accepts the case. Now you see on the left-hand side a 360-degree view of Katie, the customer, made richer with data from Data Cloud. And in the middle, you see the details of the case. It looks like Katie's having trouble charging her car to full capacity. So Taryn starts a chat with Katie. Look what happens as soon as that Einstein widget comes up. Einstein immediately crafts a personalized outreach message for Taryn to use so that she can save time. Now, keep your eyes on that right-hand side, because Einstein not only has the skills to understand the real-time context of this conversation, it also takes everything it knows about Katie and is able to make and execute a plan right there in the agent's flow of work. Your agents no longer have to spend that time researching or making a plan, because Einstein's got their back. Now, in this particular case, Einstein is saying we need to run a diagnostic test and see what's going on. And we run the diagnostic test, and it comes back and says, everything's fine. In the past, Taryn would have had to put Katie on hold to research this issue, or worse, transfer her to another department. But look at what's happening at the bottom right-hand corner. Taryn is asking Einstein if there were other similar cases. Now, this completely blows my mind, because Einstein first comes back with a Slack swarm conversation result, which has indicated there's a software fix that would fix this issue. But almost immediately, it also verifies that Katie already has that fix. And so Einstein is recommending it's time to send a technician out, because the problem's not probably with the vehicle, but probably with the wall charger. Wow, Einstein has made us so productive, I have time for a little break. John, would you mind pouring me a service teeny, please? No, I'm not drinking on the job. There's no alcohol in that, sadly. Ooh, thank you, John. Very refreshing. Well, John, if this demo gig doesn't work out for you, you have a future in bartending. Well, oh, sorry. I wasn't prepared for that. He sprung that one on me. Well, let's get back to the technician. He's probably at Katie's house by now. What you're looking at now is the field service mobile app. The technician can get up to speed on a job by looking at a work order briefing that is generated by Einstein. Now, let's see the technician get to work. So he goes in there, opens up his wall panel, he looks at the wiring, and he's not quite sure how to fix this. Maybe he needs a second opinion. Now, in the past, this would have been the end of the job. Or he would have had to call someone at HQ, have them walk him through everything. But now, he has a new apprentice, Einstein. He can actually describe the issue to Einstein, or why write when you can show? So he takes a picture and uploads it to Einstein. And Einstein is able to tell you exactly what the problem is, and it also generates a knowledge article from a third-party manufacturer with steps to fix the issue. Now, this agent can actually finish this job on the service appointment and not have to reschedule. So the technician finishes his job, and then he asks Einstein to actually summarize his work order for him. I wish I could get Einstein to summarize my product requirements into slide decks. Life would be so much easier. Now you're thinking, wow, that was an amazing demo. But I'm not done yet. Because based on the customer's profile, Einstein is actually recommending an upsell to the charging network subscription. And now the agent can actually quote and build this from right within the Salesforce from the field service app. In fact, Einstein even provides a sales pitch to do this. So now the customer's really excited, and they want to sign up for this. And so the field technician quotes and bills from right within the app. He doesn't have to go to another billing app. He doesn't have to call sales to finish this order. Everything is right there. Quoting and invoicing in the agent's stream of work, turning field service into a revenue opportunity. Ching, 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 anyone? Well, now you've seen how Electra is using Einstein to reinvent how their service teams work. With the power of Einstein and a unified service platform, they're able to boost productivity from their contact center teams to the fields. And now, to show you how to use your data to improve your bottom line, I'd like to welcome to the stage Ashley Dudgeon, our Vice President of Engineering.
Thank you, Nupur. As an engineering leader here at Salesforce, I've dedicated the past 14 years of my career to building products that bring value to your business. And having spent several years advancing the platform capabilities in search and analytics, you've shared with me how critical it is to leverage your data. You depend on your data to tell the story of where your business processes are bringing value, but more importantly, where you need to increase your operational efficiencies. However, search returns a set of records, and reports, they give you a snapshot of your data. Both of these leave you hanging to connect the dots yourself. And to further compound the challenge, it hasn't been easy to unify data from across your business to tell one cohesive story. But now with Data Cloud, you can bring in data from across your business and turn a complex data graph into a simplified model. And by leveraging Einstein, we're moving you from the search results page and static reports to a dynamic new way of uncovering insights and trends that wasn't possible before. And also with Einstein, you can now literally have a conversation with your data. And my team and I have brought all of this together for you, pre-configured and out of the box with the brand new Service Intelligence. Now, I'm really excited to share with you what we've built, but before we do, let's quickly recap Electra's story. First, Electra created more agent capacity by automating their Tier 1 email queue. Then, they helped customers get answers and take action quickly by leveraging our brand new self-service experiences. And finally, Electra boosted their team's productivity by bringing Einstein into their flow of work. So now let's pull up Service Intelligence and take a look at their results. And I have to say, they're pretty impressive. First, we're seeing a 27% year-over-year reduction in service costs. That's a 27% cost savings. We're also seeing an increase in cases solved by AI and a decrease in escalated cases. Electra is now also solving their cases faster, with a decrease in average handle time and an increase in first-time fix rate. And of course, the best news of all is that their customers are more satisfied and happy, as we're seeing in their boost to CSAT. Now, outcomes like these are what you can bring to your business when you deliver service on one unified AI platform with Service Cloud. Now, my team and I didn't build Service Intelligence just to show you the health of your business. We built it to help you uncover deeper insights. And remember how I told you you can now have a conversation with your data? Well, let me show you how. Here we're seeing a steady increase in work orders over the past several months related to chargers. Now, previously, Electra would have had to dig through each one of these work orders, one by one, to hopefully uncover the root cause. But now, they can simply ask Einstein right in the context of this dashboard. So let's pull up the widget and get some more info. First, let's ask what specific charger is causing this increase in work orders. And look, we get a conversational response immediately. Behind the scenes, Einstein is mapping the intent of my question to the data analytics skill. Einstein then executes the appropriate data analytics action to get me an answer. And looking at the answer, it turns out that the increase in work orders isn't being caused by a specific charger model at all. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper. Next, let's ask if there are any common factors across these work orders. Aha. Einstein is telling us that the installation of these chargers were all done by a third-party partner. Now, this is a brilliant insight because Electra can now take proactive action to retrain their partners, reducing future truck rolls. This also reduces their carbon footprint, which is better for the environment, better for their customers, and better for their bottom line. Now, this was just one example, but imagine what outcomes you can uncover when you have a conversation with your data. So now we've shown you all of our new innovation in action, and I have to say, we really put Einstein to work. Remember we told you that Einstein is comprised of many skills. Just take a look at how many skills Einstein showed us today. And this is just the beginning. Einstein is ready to help you reimagine your service experience across any industry. And regardless of what service these skills provide, they all share two things in common. One, they're built using your trusted data, and two, they're all designed to deflect cases, increase productivity, and reduce costs. So now, we've shown you our end-to-end strategy on how to reimagine service for the new AI era, from experience to operations. And I'm happy to share that we have the right solution for every business to deliver service. And now with our new Unlimited Plus edition, it's never been easier to get started on your AI journey. And speaking of journey, millions of Americans would never leave home without the safety net of one of our premier customers, AAA. As many of you know, AAA provides roadside assistance in our most vulnerable moments. And as a mother of 2 young boys, I know that it is these types of service requests that matter the most. And so when a company can meet these needs with service that is dependable, personalized, and empathetic, that's when you know you've converted a customer for life. So let's all see how AAA is reimagining their service experience for the new AI era. Let's roll the film.
Who has never called AAA? Everybody has had a time where they've needed to call AAA.
The American Automobile Association, or often referred to as AAA, is an organization that is 63 million members strong.
When people are in trouble, they call us. It shows the trust that our members have in us. It also imposes a responsibility on us to make sure we live up to that trust. And that's what we have leveraged the Salesforce platform for.
It's all about AI with data and CRM and the power that brings.
Having a reliable data set is absolutely essential in our world.
We use Service Cloud across multiple areas.
We want to empower the employees and remove all of the obstacles.
AI has always had huge promise, but AI without data doesn't mean anything. If you want your AI models to work, they have to have access to data.
But there is a balance with potential and safety to safeguard all the data a customer has provided you. That is the ultimate trust. Salesforce is a great partner because they have the same sense of accountability and responsibility as we would feel necessary.
We're using Service Cloud for our entire full end-to-end stack for road service delivery. We can be there in their moment where we're really able to come to their rescue. And, it could be a mother who's trying to get her kids to school, a battery light came on. It's a stressful time for them.
The member can reach out to us through the mobile app and say, car broke down. Because we have the Customer 360 in Salesforce, we know exactly who the member is, what kind of vehicle they have, where they are, and what happened.
The data that comes in through Salesforce gives that 360-degree view to the agent.
The member gets the same information back along with where their technician is and how far away they are. With Salesforce, we have automated that process.
Today, I've got over 30% of those calls, one and done, digitally, not even being touched by a human.
The instinct of wanting to help people is a common trait that all of our AAA employees embrace. It's part of our DNA. It's our culture.
That's what we're about, allowing these people to do what they do best by providing platforms that can give them that data they need to get that member back on the road.
Thank you. It's an incredible story, Shohreh. And we have Shohreh here with us live. She was in the video. Give it up for Shohreh. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
It's an incredible story. As a member myself, I can tell you how much I trust
for your membership.
your company, your brand. So we saw you in the video, Shohreh. We have you here, so grateful. Can you tell us a little bit more about your role at AAA, the Auto Club Group?
Yes, so I am the Chief Operations Technology Officer. And what that means is I have a very unique job. I have accountability for our members, so thank you again for your membership, for our roadside service that all of you as members depend on. I also have travel. A lot of you that may not know, from road trips all the way to world cruises and everything in between. And the technology part is I've got some of the smartest men and women working in technology and in cyber across all of our lines of business, including insurance. So I love my job because I feel I have impact in almost everything we do.
You do, and it really shows, Shohreh. And your team is incredible. We've met them throughout the conference, and they're so accountable, so committed to your mission. And you're one of the most trusted brands in America, Shohreh. We hear it from customers firsthand. How has your brand strategy guided your service transformation? Because they're definitely linked together.
They are definitely linked together. We are nothing if we are not known for our trust and our brand. And when you think about that, AAA is over 120 years old. Mm-hmm. And how we've gained that trust in that member for life is we are there at your most moment of need. I've got stories that'll bring tears to your eyes, that'll make you think that's not possible. I've got technicians that have gone to places in the frozen embankment, a RV stuck overnight without enough gas to keep heat, whereas even the authorities, 911, would not go and get these members. But guess what? AAA went and got these members. And we've got millions of stories like that across all of our sister clubs. And so when you think about that, that is core. However, what do you do to keep that core, but also make sure that you secure the relevance of the next century? What you do is make sure that you make life easier for that agent, right? Through productivity, through information at the palm of their hand, so that we can keep reducing the time of arrival, understanding and giving those insights, and allowing our employees and our service technicians and partners to do what they do best. Go and save your teenager from that weekend trip with the frat boys, right? Or go and save, your father that happened to just drive on and ran out of gas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And I've been so impressed how you use our innovation, Shohreh. We have been so impressed. Field service was one area that I looked at that I was very impressed on how you improved that relevance and that quick to connection of the technician and the dispatcher, right? So they can get to the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time. Being able to distinguish between a real emergency and an appointment that can be done at home, change a battery, so that we can save that capacity and reduce that time to arrival to where it's really needed.
Absolutely. And we've talked, Shohreh, you've articulated it beautifully, all the things, all the value that you provide to your members, right? Because that's core of your brand and your mission. How do you balance that, and how does your team balance that with cost? Because there's definitely pressures on cost and efficiency.
Oh, absolutely. The more I gain members, by the way, whoever isn't a member, this is where you rush and sign up, okay? The more we gain memberships, the more capacity we will need out there to be able to go out and save a member in their moment of need. To balance that capacity between emergencies and at home, that's where a service capability comes in. So when we look at CRM, 360-degree view, field service, all that coming together increases my productivity, the insights to the agents, both at a call center and the ones on the road, that therefore then it translates into reduced time, reduced handle time, offloading the high volume, low value to self-service and focusing on that low volume, high value to the agents.
Absolutely. And how critical it is to measure the right things, right, Shohreh? Like the productivity, you mentioned a few KPIs that your team measures, so you can actually get a really good handle on how you're improving that efficiency and that ROI.
Yeah, and think about this. It's not just about your customers, or in my case, members, and making them feel they're the only one you serve. It's also about the employees that have to serve that member. And the easier you make life for them, the better it is that they can hone in on that empathy and really focus on what is really actually the problem they need to focus on.
Exactly. And we've talked all about AI. All this conference is the AI conference, Shohreh, as everybody knows. So how have you changed your approach for your teams, for the company, for the business, based on all the AI innovation? And then it's obviously a transformation that is not for the faint of heart. So what tips do you have for the audience here as we go through that together?
So I would say, the one thing that's always guided me with my digital transformation, bless his heart and his soul, my father, I want to take my father and keep my father as a member, but gain the member of tomorrow, which is my teenage son. They want to be served very differently. My father wants to go into a branch, wants to call a call center, maybe talk about the weather or whatever. My son could care less about talking to anybody. Everything has to be done at the palm of his hands. So that is what's really driven us. So when you think about CRM, AI, and data, it is truly, how can I retain the member of today and gain the member of tomorrow?
Definitely. And it's a journey that we're very grateful to be with you, Shohreh, and your team, because you have been incredible, not only early adopting a lot of our innovation, but actually putting it to practice and showing the value with your members and with the results that we see together. So thank you so much for joining us, Shohreh. Help me give a hand up for Shohreh for joining us today at Dreamforce. And hope you have an amazing rest of your Dreamforce, Shohreh. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we heard in the video and with Shohreh Live the amazing story of AAA and everything that they're driving with Salesforce. But to share another story of success, I am going to invite Bill back on stage to show us more of that.
Well, Brenda, thank you. And Shohreh, I am a parent of two 16-year-old twin drivers that the day they got their license, the day before they got their AAA card. This is the reason why we do what we do, to help customers in their time of need. And I want to bring a true trailblazer with me here for a conversation about what he does for his organization to help their customers. So Grant Riewe, please join me for a great conversation about your organization.
Thanks, Bill.
So Grant, I've learned a lot about your organization at Vibrant Emotional Health, but maybe you could just give us a quick glimpse at what you do and what you do for your customers in their time of need.
Thank you. Vibrant is most known for supporting the national 988 number. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are the administrator. That started as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline in 2005, which Vibrant was also the administrator. We took about 200,000 calls that first year. 988 officially launched in July of 2022, and we took 5.1 million calls that year. That's 5.1 million people in this country who are in some form of crisis, some form of need, and need help.
That's just so inspiring. With that kind of scale and that kind of volume, can you share how you use technology really to aid you in doing this meaningful work?
Yeah. Vibrant effectively operates the nation's second emergency service hotline. The other one is 911, and 911 is regional. So what we have to build is national infrastructure, critical national infrastructure to enable people to get to help. So we are building a carrier network in conjunction with the FCC. We're building access to services with our primary funding partner, SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. We do it with 226 different crisis centers around the country. That's all 50 states. That's all 6 territories. And then we also have a partnership with the Veterans Administration operating the Veterans Crisis Line for military-specific support. We're putting technology in the hands of all of these crisis counselors. So we're using Salesforce to create a next-generation crisis prevention, crisis intercession tool that allows them to de-escalate people who are in a time of need. And one of the things that we're doing here with the data that we're collecting in this private and confidential service is understanding how we can help people better. We are the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 85% of our contacts are not about suicidal ideation. They're about financial distress, domestic abuse, housing distress, and we're engaging with all of these people through technology to find them community-based services to support them in their time of critical need.
Well, you are a true trailblazer. The only words I can say are thank you. For our true trailblazers, we have a special recognition. And today I am honored and privileged to award you our golden hoodie for being a service trailblazer. Congratulations. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep this celebration going. As I promised, for those of you that stayed to the end, we have a special award and recognition for you. We are going to bring you and a guest to the Foo Fighters tonight. The Service Cloud team has donated over $10,000 to the UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital in special recognition for all the work that you do as trailblazers in service. So I've got 5 names. After the keynote ends, please join me up on stage for a moment of recognition and, more importantly, 2 concert tickets for tonight. So those names are Aaron Bloom, Barb Leong, Chris McFarlane, Edward Burden, and Jonathan Chow. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you there. In summary of today, you saw amazing new innovation, but most importantly, stories of customer success. It is our mission to help you transform service in the world of AI, and ultimately to drive more scale, more productivity, and more savings. As we bring our keynote to a close today, I want you to really pay attention to these 4 key actions here on the screen. For those of you that want additional conversations or to see these new technologies in action, please visit us at our service lodge. For those of you that want to see and give us feedback about what we can do better together, we want to hear from you, so provide us our feedback so we can learn from your experiences. I can't award golden hoodies to everybody, but if you scan that QR code, you'll get your own hoodie, and it's a pretty darn good one for service stars. And finally, our final session today, our keynote, starring our EVP and GM, Texina Imano. Please join us for our field service keynote today at 3:30. With that, I want to say thank you for being here today, and I wish you a very successful rest of Dreamforce. Thank you.